well, what will you do? You will change the doctor. Instead of giving a feedback to him, or you will curse the chemist कि नकली दवाई था उसका. So ADR means adverse drug reporting. It starts with the patient. The patient has to be determined enough to report it to the doctor. Then doctor has to be motivated enough to report it to the pharma company. But there is a lot of commercial interest goes in between. So the ADR is not actually reported. So you might be having a adverse effect which can convert a drug into a drug of some other category. But it just goes into vain because reports are not done. So ADR reporting, I would say, drug interactions, these are the most vital areas of optimizing a therapy. Optimum therapy means higher level of desired effects and lower level of side effects. So drug repurposing can be another example. Then personalized medicine. We are talking about customized medicine. Nowadays we have a one size fits all. Customized means for a particular patient we can design the drug. For him this much dose is required, this combination is required. This would also be possible. Not possible right now. Because drugs are made by pharma companies. And they will make only those drugs where they see profit. So these are the potential applications of AI. Then drug combination analysis. Again, this is possible only when you are dedicated enough to report the things. If you don't report, it is useless. Quality assurance. There is a difference between quality assurance and quality control. Quality control is done on end products. Quality assurance is done while the product is being manufactured. Suppose you make a batch of 10 lakh tablets, right? You perform a tablet, evolution test. If you find they are unfit, the whole batch goes down the drain. But if you have systems in place which can ensure that mixing is proper, compaction is proper, drying is proper, you are bound to get a good product. So that will be a lot of cost saving. And one more thing I wanted to tell you, the annual turnover of pharma industry is, last financial year it was around 4.5 lakh crore. Last financial year. Out of that, half of it we export. And you will be surprised to know that Indian pharmacopoeia is not recognized by West. Only countries like Nepal, Bhutan, they recognize it. So you have if you have the time, if you have the courage, you can go for it. Because whatever monographs you have in the pharmacopoeia, the West says no. Because the raw material is not qualified. There is a raw material qualification, there is process qualification, there is human qualification also. If you are working with a substandard materials, you cannot get a high quality material. So USP, BP and extra pharmacopoeia, they are recognized. And if you want to export a generic, say Sun Pharmaceuticals is the #1 company. They have set up a unit called SPARC, Sun Pharma Advanced Research Center. But for the name's sake, they are spending there. The major amount they get from exporting generics. And what they do, they insult you always. They say no. If you want to sell your drug in India, follow IP. If you want to sell it in US, follow USP. How insulting it is. They don't recognize you. And there is another body, I'll tell you the name. There also we don't exist. अभी आपको नाम बताता हूँ. इसका नाम है पिक्स. सुना नहीं होगा, आप नोट कर लेना इसको. इसका नाम है फार्मास्यूटिकल इंस्पेक्शन कोऑपरेशन स्कीम. इसमें भी इंडिया का नाम नहीं है. एंड वी से वी आर द फार्मेसी ऑफ द वर्ल्ड. फार्मास्यूटिकल इंस्पेक्शन कोऑपरेशन कमेटी. इसमें 56 कंट्रीज हैं दुनिया के, 56. And we are the #1 exporter. Our name is missing there. The reason is they do not recognize our IP, and we follow IP for all our domestic use. So these two areas you'll have to think about. We are not in PICS, IP is not recognized. So what is the value of those monographs? You write and publish and you fatten your biodata. Makes no sense. What will be photocopiers of knowledge. What they have done, if something goes off patent, you start making it, you start making money and you are happy. Unfortunately, we don't have those skills to innovate because system is not supportive. This is a bitter truth, but it is the truth and you have to accept it. Anytime there are three types of truths. One is your truth, other is my truth, and third one is the truth. So this is the truth. This is the truth. Your truth is your interpretation. My truth is my interpretation. In any aspect, it can be a social aspect, economic aspect, academic or pharmaceutical. So the truth is ignored for my truth. And why and when will my truth prevail? When I am in power. It's all power game. So think about those things. How can you ensure quality assurance? Because these are the times where you can think full time, well fed, you have full time, no class, you can think about it. And this is where the spark starts, When there is a spark, you can start the fire. Challenges. Up to quality assurance, we have what AI can do. These are the challenges. These are more important. First one is data quality and availability. Right? Second is lack of transparency, which is called black box problem. इसको YouTube में डालना, आपको thousands of video मिलेंगे. Black box problem है क्या? This is called data concealing. AI models. Okay, you will learn from it. I'll leave it because it's a long topic. Then there is a bias in data. Whatever data you publish, it has to be honest. And the first step of honesty is your practical lab. In your practical lab, if you do not record the data honestly, you have become a part of this gang. So data recording training starts from your lab itself. So bias in data. If the data is biased, the result will be biased. Because what AI will do, it will only pick up what is published. And if publication is fraud or not up to the mark, it will not be helpful. This is second challenge. Fourth one is the regulatory hurdles. Then there are people sitting in the power. They will have to pass your findings through a committee again designed by them. So this will frustrate you even more. I'm talking about challenges. I'm not saying these are unsolvable problems. You can solve them. But as of now, even AI will find these things to cross over difficult. Then this is another one, integration with the traditional methods. Our Ayurveda, the West does not recognize. We have a mantralaya called Ayush, Department of Ayurvedic, Unani, like Siddha and Ayush department. But we are happy with that department, but they say no. We'll call it a complementary medicine. Complementary means allopathy is the mainstream, this is complementary. So here also. So ultimately, what is the reality is this. AI is a tool to augment means to further improve, advance, not replace. As I told you. See, this is a pen. Or this is a knife. What I can do with this? I can write a poem or I can abuse somebody. AI is simply that kind of tool. So it will not replace human intelligence. This natural intelligence which God has given us we are trying to improve it. And the extreme case is this one. This is the future, the cotton I like. So robots are discussing how we can tell if humans are actually intelligent. This is in future. This is a scientific, fiction. Okay. Now coming to the topic as such. See, we talk about research. There are three types of researchers. One is a fox type, other is a hedgehog type, third one is a Procrustes type. Fox is a clever animal which will find its food from anywhere, whatever suits it. Hedgehog is a spiny animal which very systematic in its feeding habits. If it starts at a place, it will finish it, only then it will move to another place. And third one is the Procrustean. Procrusteans are the most dangerous one. Procrustes was a Greek dacoit in Greek mythology. So he used to scare the people by fitting them on a cot. He had a cot of metal. If somebody passed by his area, he will ask the person to lie on the cot. So whatever part is lying outside the cot, he will cut that part and throw him out. That way, he was having his, fear domain. This is another kind of researcher which takes up the data and manipulates and publishes. You have to think in which category you fall. So it requires a lot of professionalism and innovation triggers. Why should you do research? Triggers are scarcity, aspiration, and these two must meet in three terms: speed, scale, and sustainability. Right? And research is an ongoing process. The last statement is very important. To monetize the knowledge, we should own it, which is called IPR. In 1899, USPTO is United States Trade Organization, Patents and Trade Organization. Its commissioner in 1899 said that my office should be closed because everything worth inventing has been invented. Just imagine, in 1899 he said humanity has made enough progress. That's why it is a historical, see what has happened after 1899. So research, IPR, it's a ongoing process. We have to keep doing it if you want to take the society forward. This slide I brought because we are a part of healthcare team. The definition of health given by WHO in 1948 is the first one. In 1984, WHO added these things. From the red line, health is a resource for everyday life. So if you are healthy, you can achieve your goals, social goals, personal goals. And after health comes the disease, and disease is a result of change in homeostasis. Homeostasis is the balance, right? You have the fixed body temperature, pH, heart rate, right? RBCs, WBCs, this is fixed. So there is a dynamic equilibrium in your body. If that equilibrium is disturbed, we call it disease or disorder. So bring that back into the order requires the intervention by doctors. Because the drug discovery is a topic, these are the incentives for new drugs. Unmet medical needs. Why will you discover? You will discover for new diseases. If there is a low efficacy, if there are side effects, or if you want to bring down the cost, or if you want to sustain our industrial activity. So these are the points which trigger the research. And we don't just want a medicine, we want a rationalized medicine which has higher level of desired effects and lower levels of side effects. So rational approach means a reasonable approach. Now, the whole story comes here, how to design a new molecule. Then this is important part, choosing a disease. The West, works on diseases affecting their population, like lifestyle disorders, cardiovascular. They will not work on infectious diseases like tuberculosis. We'll talk about tuberculosis later on. So this is their compulsion, because they have to earn money through commercial interests. This is the background of why they manufacture the things. And this cartoon I saw yesterday. This was in Economic Times, a day before yesterday. These are the two pharma company owners. They are saying exports are falling. We need to manufacture maladies. Malady means disease. Locally. जब बीमारी होगा तभी तो दवाई बिकेगा. तो एक्सपोर्ट करते थे, एक्सपोर्ट में अभी कमी हो गया. This is a satire, not a reality. Okay. Now coming to the development part. This was up to discovery part. Development means converting a drug molecule into formulation. And formulation has to meet three things. It has to be efficacious, it has to be safe, it has to be stable. So making such a formulation requires a lot of effort. So these are traditional drug dosing methods, oral, injections. Then we have the drug delivery systems, novel drug delivery systems. We'll talk about that later on. This is the Indian effort. So many companies have opened their R&D centers, but the outcome has not been very encouraging, because they are making money by selling generic drugs. Even that is not profitable, because in India we have opened those Jan Aushadhi Kendra. You can also open them, but doctors avoid writing the unbranded medicine. So these are the challenges. The novel drug delivery system, this is the market share. Oral control release cover about 60%. Then these are the other areas. Second one is inhalation. This is the basic diagram of controlled drug delivery, what we want to achieve. Targeting is very important, because this is the next level with advances in molecular biology. Okay. Then we have the organ-specific drug delivery systems. Pulmonary, nasal, gastrointestinal, genitourinary, ocular, transdermal. These are all specific areas. If you want to cover, you can cover the whole day on a single formulation. So I thought I'll avoid that. These are the targeted systems like monoclonal antibodies, liposomes, microparticles, and so on. Now, this is what I wanted to talk about. TB is a disease of our concern, right? These are the statistics. Just look at it. In India, the second last line, deaths due to TB are 4,21,000 per year. So you can imagine how many people are dying per day. But nobody talks about it, because pharma companies don't talk about it. So this is how the diagnosis of TB is done. it is caused by droplet infection. I'll come to the formulation part first. And why TB is increasing? These are the areas because the population is migrating because of job needs. These are the types of this we can skip. There are different types of TBs. I just wanted to tell you a project we are working on. These are the types. We can skip this. Yes. The management of tuberculosis. What government is doing? There is a program called RNTCP. There is a government website. You can go to it. This is called Revised National TB Control Program. Under this, they have this strategy. And this is the government organization structure, how they are working. This we can skip. Yeah. This is the WHO program. Initially it was called the Stop TB Strategy 2006 to 15 with these objectives. Now it is called the End TB Strategy 2015 to 2035. So the goals remain the same. Earlier it was the patient focused, now it is the formulation focused. These are the components, this we can leave. What these programs do. This is the website of TB Control India. This you can skip. This is the important thing, which is called DOTS program. DOTS means directly observed treatment. Because the TB bacteria is prone to resistance. So if the doses are skipped, it will go to resistance. This we can skip. Yeah. These are the first line of drugs which are given for TB. This is how the diagnosis is done. I'm skipping it because it's already too late. One more speaker is waiting. And I just wanted to apprise you about what project we are working on. These are different drugs and their side effects. Yeah. This is what we are working on. The nanoparticle based systems for, this is about basics of nanoparticles. This we can skip. This is basics. This is also basics. Yeah. This is for the pulmonary delivery systems. So we have dry powder inhalation on which we are working. Others are aerosols, nasal gels, sprays and insufflations. What we are this is basics. We are trying to develop this technique, this one, right? This is called intrathecal spray. There will be a powder form which we can directly inject into. This is a patented technology by Pen Century, is a company. So we are trying to form a Indian prototype for this, where there will be less chance of drug resistance. And for this, the work is going on. We have to optimize the formulations so that they can be stored, and we are working on a application device also based on the prototype, which will be called a dry powder insufflator. So this criteria we can skip. These are the two ethical criteria. The first one is direct access to conventional medications, and second is making them affordable. So if you make a product which is not affordable by the poor, it defeats the purpose. So this is the last one. We can thank you. I rushed it very fast. Few
सर के बारे में मैं थोड़ा सा ब्रीफ करूँ कि सर वो महान शख्सियत है जिनसे हमने फार्मेसी प्रोफेशन को स्टार्ट किया. We were nothing when we started from the school level. He guided how we can enter a profession and up to which level we can go. So I was having interest in the teaching, that's why I chose that profession. So it's important we must listen to our teachers to grow in the life. So thank you, sir, for blessing us.
Thank you so much, sir, for sharing your deep knowledge on targeted drug delivery system, AI in drug discovery and development, preclinical testing, drug repurposing, black box problems, and sir, you rightly said that AI is a tool to augment, not replace human intelligence. It's very rightly said, and sir also give us knowledge about management of TB and its treatment. Thank you, sir, once again.
There is an important announcement regarding the poster presentation. Students who have displayed their posters in the app block, they can kindly reach to their respective posters so that evaluation could be completed. I calling the name Mr. Amir, Rafilu, Ishan, Akanksha Saini, Manik, Aanchal, Ajay Kumar, Dipanshu, Yugam, Pankaj, Paramjeet, Hani Mudgil, Vashakha Sharma, Anchit, Dhananjay, Aniket, Deepak, Saurabh and Selina. All these reach to the app block open area so that evaluation of poster could be completed. Next announcement for oral presentations. Kindly raise your hands who have the oral presentation. Anyone who has oral presentation today in offline mode? The venue for oral presentation is D205. You both can go. Yes. D205. D block 205 room.
So now we have the pleasure of welcoming Dr. Mukesh Kumar, President of KB Research Incorporation, Pennsylvania, USA. He is a dynamic and forward-thinking researcher who has craved a niche for himself in the realm of cutting edges, seamlessly integration of scientific innovation with practical application, addressing some of the most pressing challenges in modern pharmacy. We are truly honored to have him to share his expertise with us today and add depth to understanding of applied pharmaceutical sciences. Please join me in warmly welcoming Dr. Mukesh Kumar sir for his expert talk.
Thank you for coming here today. May I request all the students to move forward. There are so many seats empty here. We want to finish it quickly. Please come forward.